Hi, my name's Aline. My major is secondary education with English arts. And in the textbook on page 196 and also 201, where it talks about health issues, disease, children with disabilities, and educational issues. So I could put into health, illness, and disease in my classroom by making sure that I have keep track of all my students' health because they're under my care. And I want to be a high school teacher, so knowing that these people, what they're allergic to or what triggers them or how they could just keep them healthy throughout the day, that you have them in those small periods of time, and if something were to happen, that you know what to deal with and how to deal with it. So, and then also on page 196, it talks about children with disabilities, and these kind of abilities. It talked about ADHD and let's see, somewhere here. Oh, autism spectrum disorders, and like a few other ones. And all these are really good to know, and how to interact with these students that have these things, and even interacting with the parents as well would be a good thing to have, and a good thing to have, a good resource to have is especially contact with the parents. So keeping them on track. So also I'm in with Dr. Lighting, and she always talks about the disabilities in her class and how these students may not be learning on the same path or the same page as everyone else. So you have to come up with these accommodations to make sure that they're learning on a right path with everyone else, and you're not slowing down the students that do not have these disabilities, and also keeping on track with the students that do have disabilities. So on page 21, where it says educational issues, so that follows the line with children with disabilities and everything, where maybe students don't have these kind of problems where they're counted as disabilities, but they are seen as not issues but little stopping points where they're just a little slower than everyone else. So just knowing that these issues and keeping in mind of these issues, while it might not be stated by the parent or by another teacher, by another educator, even the student themselves, it's good to recognize these things in and out of the classroom, especially if you see these students outside your classroom through lunch and throughout the campus. So it would really be good to keep an eye on these students, especially when you say to keep them safe and they're under your care, and knowing that there's so much trust being put into you with the student's mindset, their physical being, and their mentality throughout this 8-hour period, or if you just have them for a good hour, depending on high school or elementary or middle school, or even if some people want to go on to being a college professor or anything. So it's good to know these 3 things. These are more the basic things that every educator should know or would like to know as well. But yeah.